Yo, what is up, guys? It's the Nightwing at Way of Life Esports coming at you guys with another League of Legends video here today. This is going to be the LCS 2021 Summer Split Week 5 recap. And joining me here today for the recap of the LCS 2021 Summer Split Week 5 is Warren. I just want to say shout outs to Triple, who is going to be making his LCS stage debut. Triple was on the channel last year, and then I got so busy I wasn't able to actually talk to him. I DM'd him yesterday when I heard of the news that he was going to be playing on stage this week, and shout outs to you, Triple. You definitely deserve it, and I hope you actually make a huge splash on the stage. And yeah, I wish you nothing but the best, man. But yeah,
Congrats.
let's talk about Golden Guardians and FlyQuest, because FlyQuest, let's talk about them first. They benched their entire League of Legends roster and they're playing their full academy team. Now, I hope Triple does really well. Outside of Triple, I hope you do really well, buddy. But I don't really think this is actually going to be doing much for their roster, because I think their season is just over. Now, people ask me, like, what happened to all of FlyQuest's superstars from last year, like Power of Evil and Ignar? Well, it pertains, if you guys watch my video, yeah, like, I explained it all in my video. So basically, after the 2020 World Championship, we were still dealing with COVID. The NBA wasn't really getting as much funds as they normally would be without COVID, right? So the money that Golden Guardians and FlyQuest normally get from their sports backing teams was significantly less than it normally always would have been. So they had to sell off their star players, actually. You saw the players from Golden Guardians going to 100 Thieves. You saw Santorin going to Team Liquid, Power of Evil going to TSM, Ignar going to Evil Geniuses. Solo ended up without a team, but later on he ended up on two teams, Golden Guardians and CLG. And then you also had Wild Turtle playing on CLG. They just didn't have the money to keep their star players between Golden Guardians and FlyQuest. Actually, what was really interesting is because they ended up spending a good amount of their money on Licorice. So outside of FlyQuest benching their entire League of Legends roster for week 6 of the LCS 2021 Summer Split, guys, Licorice is now on Golden Guardians. So FlyQuest took the little bit of money that they had, spent it on Licorice, and then now he left them to join Golden Guardians. And people are going to ask, like, what does that mean for Solo? Licorice is the starter. Solo is done. He's not playing for them anymore. Solo said he was informed that they would be getting Licorice, obviously, and playing him for the foreseeable future. Now, I like Licorice. I think he played okay this split. I think he was just legitimately on a bad team. He had some really int games as well, unlike Viego and shit, right? But I think Solo performed better than Licorice this split, and I don't really see why they're getting him. Like, dude, maybe in hindsight you're grabbing Licorice because of the potential Licorice has over Solo, but if you're talking about just recency, Solo's been playing better. What do you think about Licorice joining Golden Guardians, or the FlyQuest situation, actually?
Well, hopefully I'm coming in good. Sorry if I give anybody mic issues.
You're good. No, you sound good right now.
Okay, so I think he just got fed up of the team. You could visibly see it on his face.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just didn't.
Yeah. You saw those cams when they would fucking lose. He was like, "Oh yeah, dude, Jose Diodo just running it down again,
Right?
sprinting to South America." Holy shit! I just became Warren at that moment. No, sorry, man. Sorry about that.
You're good. He just visibly looked worn out. And he knew his options were only Golden Guardians, so that's why he went there.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the NBA season stadium should be opening back up come the next NBA season. So I think that he's like planning ahead, which is smart.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like, I don't see him having any other options? Should he have ride it out with FlyQuest? Maybe.
Yeah, to be fair, but if his mental is like broken from playing on this team and it's just not working out, I get it. Like, guys, I understand. Like, I've been in these situations before where you just can't ride it out anymore. You have to make a change or you're gonna fucking go mentally insane. Not to that extent, obviously, but is Golden Guardians going to be really that big of a difference? So, because, like, to be fair, Golden Guardians right now, looking at the standings, are one win away from being tied with CLG and FlyQuest for that 9th win. So, basically right now, FlyQuest and CLG obviously are fighting to, put themselves into that 8th place spot for playoffs, actually, And it's going to be a battle between those three bottom tier orgs right now, between CLG, FlyQuest, and Golden Guardians. Can Licorice be the big difference maker into that? I don't know. Golden Guardians has looked good in some games, actually. Golden Guardians, they have looked good in some games, though. They've pulled off some upsets. They upsetted Cloud9. They looked good in one of the games against 100 Thieves, actually. They've looked interestingly good at some moments in time, right? It wasn't like FlyQuest where they literally are just trash. Dude, FlyQuest haven't won a game since week 1 of the LCS 2021 Summer Split. The last win they actually got was against Evil Geniuses, and that was in week 1. It was in week 1, actually. They are on a 10-game losing streak right now. Golden Guardians' most recent win actually came from, yeah, they won, I think, on, they won last Friday, playing against CLG,
Right.
though. So, they have gotten a win recently. FlyQuest haven't won jack shit. Like, what do you think, man?
Oh well, I mean, this is a great opportunity for the rookies. I think the borrow C9 players and make the team with them is just doesn't work. People need to stop it. This is the second time we've seen they go like, "Hey, we're gonna take the C9 players and start that was in academy, and because they're really good." No, I
You know what's
mean,
kind of
granted,
funny? A lot of people, like EG, did that with Kumo and Zazel, right? And Svenskaren. That didn't work out.
yeah,
FlyQuest
the
took
Centurion,
Palafox. Yeah, remember FlyQuest took
Centurion's been
Palafox,
okay though.
Diamond, and Kumo. No, sorry. FlyQuest took Palafox and Diamond from Cloud9. Licorice. That didn't work out. And contracts went to Golden Guardians, 100 Thieves. Not working out. It just seems like anytime the other orgs take the Cloud9 players, it just doesn't work, though.
Yeah, it's just been a kind of a bust. So let's hope that this works out for them
Mm-hmm.
now. So
Hoping.
and this
Well, you want to run down FlyQuest's next games? So, Triple, I love you, man, but your first game on the stage is gonna go up against Cloud9. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're not beating Perks, dude. So if FlyQuest can't beat Cloud9, their next games are against IMT and CLG. So it's possible they can go 2-1. It's possible they can go 2-1, right? Golden Guardians has to face 100 Thieves, Team Liquid, and what else are they face? And TSM. They're screwed.
wow,
That is like that is just bad luck.
that's a rough schedule.
That is rough, dude. You have to face all of the top 3 organizations in the all top 4 teams right now. They have to face 100 Thieves, TSM, and Team Liquid all this week. Fucking crazy, man.
Yeah, I just want to see what I think this is a full NA team too. So let's
Ugh.
hope that let's hope it this talent shows itself, or
Now
I
you know
guess
how you feel about those NA teams though. You're like, why do you guys do this? They're not good.
I mean it's not it's a bit of both. I mean
Mhm.
we saw what Danny could do, so I want to see these players play before I pass judgment. Once I see a few games, then I'll pass some judgment.
Yeah. The other teams to really talk about, guys, like CLG are just not good. Let's just be honest here. CLG aren't good. They have the one playstyle, and if that playstyle gets figured out in terms of drafting where people ban out their champions, they don't do so well. IMT is literally carried by Xerxes and what's his name? Raze? Yeah, Xerxes and Raze. If they're not actually initiating this team to do anything, they don't really do much, honestly. Dignitas are just like they were on a win streak. They won against TSM and they won against Golden Guardians, but then that win streak got broken by IMT actually. Like maybe it gets better for Dignitas. I'm not saying like any of these like teams going into playoffs actually making any significant difference actually, you know? I just don't see much out of Dig, CLG, Immortals, FlyQuest, or Golden Guardians, but I think on paper, Immortals has better players, than Dig and FlyQuest and Golden Guardians. But CLG on paper should have better players than all these guys, and they're still not doing well either. Like CLG this past week lost to EG, Golden Guardians, and they also lost to 100 Thieves. They went 0-3 again. Like, it's looking pretty rough for them as well. Like, the magic they had, a few weeks ago when they beat 100 Thieves is just not there anymore. But now looking into the top 5 teams, Evil Geniuses, they had their first 3-0 week. They're on a 5-game winning streak right now. Impact has actually been one of the best top laners, obviously, in the league right now. I think that him and Ignar have been clearly really good top and support combination for Evil Geniuses. Like Warren said, Danny has looked pretty good, obviously, for Evil Geniuses as well. Is Fenskaren and Jizuke can be stable parts for Evil Geniuses? I think they'll be okay. They're still pretty hit or miss in terms of being an actual good team. What do you think about Evil Geniuses, actually?
Uh, I think they're. I think Jizuke explained why he plays the way he does, which
Mm-hmm.
I gotta give respect to him because he
What did he
says,
say?
basically to paraphrase, it's like the reason he does the plays he does is because he's not playing to lose, he's playing to win, and he's looking to make the best play, even if it's the biggest risk, because he feels confident enough that this play was gonna win him the game. Which I know what it means. There's people that play to win and play to lose. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you play to win, you'll take that big risk. Like
It's yeah,
you know,
I know what you're talking
you're
about. It's like have
yeah,
you watch football, right? There's the dude where he knows he could throw it from the fucking 10-yard line and get it to the 80-yard line. You know how you do the fucking kick and you run to get the ball, obviously. You know what I'm talking about. When you do the kickoff, right? You try to see how far you
right.
can get it. Some dudes will literally kick the ball as far as they can just to make sure like they can trust people going into it. Like or when you're doing how do you say it? The downs and shit on football, where the quarterback, he knows he's about to get sacked, and he knows if he doesn't throw this ball as far as he can get it to eventually get into a touchdown to bring this game to a closing point, he'll throw it like 50 fucking yards to get it to one of his players though. And I can understand that though. If you just sit there and do nothing, the game's over. But if you try and make these like 30, 70 plays, sometimes they work and sometimes they win. But how do you see those plays though? Because when they work, but when they don't, you kind of just look really bad though.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Uh, I just drew, I just drew a blank. I'm sorry.
Or like, how about this? You know how like Stephen Curry, like sometimes when he'll have to like shoot a three that's like still far away from the key, like I'm talking like maybe 5 feet out of the key to make sure they need to get this 3-pointer to win a game, and he knows if
Yeah.
he runs the ball in, he can't get it in with these big defenders, so he has to take this 3-point shot from like 10 feet away from the key. And I get it, like you have to make these plays to get your team in there, but
Oh yeah, EG. Yeah. Jizuke. I mean, I think what it is that the Danny kid has really stabilized him, and the 80 carry and Jizuke might have felt that he had to do a lot of carrier pants, which because Spencer is good, but he's never like the like carry option. He's like really good facility. Like he's
he's
a
hit or
better.
miss on it. He's hit or miss on it. Like some splits he carries, but some splits he's just irrelevant. You know what I mean?
And yeah, and Impact is just like a rock in the top. Like
Mm-hmm.
he can play what he needs to for the comp, but he's not like
Mm-hmm.
other people we know would say
And carry. Oh yeah, he can
he's
carry. You know.
he can carry. Yeah, sure. Uh, okay. Question mark on that one.
Question mark
Uh,
pinging people, Warren? Is that what you're doing?
yeah, yeah.
Solo queue?
Sometimes when they do dumb nonsense, yes. Um, so like I think that I think they're definitely part of the top five. Dig is just a fraud, so I'm not going to
Hmm.
not gonna give because they beat TSM, but they lost to Immortals. So it's like, well,
Yeah.
how do I take you really seriously?
Yeah, EG, they beat FlyQuest, CLG, and they defeated Golden Guardians. That's the literal easiest schedule. That's the actual easiest schedule.
Yeah, well, they beat the teams they're supposed to. That's what
That's
you're
good
supposed
enough.
to do.
That's good enough. Now, I'll always respect that. As long as you're beating teams that you're definitely better than with the caliber of players you have, I think that's fine. Time to look at Team Liquid actually. So I just don't think Jenkins is that good, man. He's just not good. Like if Team Liquid, like we talked about in the Cloud9 podcast earlier this week, if Team Liquid wanna actually potentially maybe go to Worlds and do some damage in playoffs for this split coming up, you need to play Alfari. Like
Yeah,
it's this looks
no
like a joke
question.
of a team. Like Jenkins sucks, dude. His man has gone negative on every single champion, not a Kali, and he's not providing anything. Like someone said, Core JJ, Tactical, and Jensen and Armao are having good splits. Not really. Jensen has looked good, okay. Core JJ and Tactical haven't looked the best, and neither has Armao. You know,
To be fair,
and that might
our
yeah.
male
He just
our
came
male
in,
didn't.
yeah.
He just came in, so
And it's no shade on him. Like Team Liquid, they went 1-2 this week. They lost to 100 Thieves. That was a barn. That was a stomp. They lost to Cloud9, and they ended up bouncing back against the weakest team in the league, which is FlyQuest. So I just personally think if Teal want to do any damage in playoffs, they're gonna have to play off RA because playing Jengus is just not doing it. I think the other players are fine. Like Jensen, Core JJ, and Tactical are good players. They're solid, good players. But I just don't think this team can reach the heights we know they can without Alfari. And I don't know what is going on right now to have them not play Alfari, but we'll see where it goes. Cloud9. Actually, Cloud9. The only loss they had this week was against TSM in the match of the week.
yes,
Oh,
baby,
oh,
TSM, let's go.
I hate you so much. I hate you so much. I hate Warren with a passion, guys. Basically, the game was over when Vulcan decided to himself he wanted to do his best Dreams impression, where he wanted to just run in and die at level 1 as Thresh. He's like, oh my god. Like, I get it. It wasn't really intentionally his fault, but it's like, hey, man, the game is over at that point. Because someone said, well, it wasn't really over because they were really still in the game. You're stupid. The game was dominant. TSM literally destroyed them. That wasn't even, like, the other game they played during the split was, like, somewhat okay, right? Somewhat decently okay. No, TSM beat the shit out of them. It wasn't close. Like, I don't know how they got gapped by Lost and Sword Art. Blows my mind, but whatever, right? Fucking losses over your fucking 40 CS up ahead over Sven and shit. Like, the composition Cloud9 shows was also not that good. Like, you have Gwen, Trundle, Azir, Aphelios, and Thresh. Don't really know what the Aphelios and Thresh bot lane and how that complements Azir, Trundle, and Gwen. TSM's comp was Viego, Volibear, Victor, Callista, and Nautilus, which is a much better composition because Victor and Nautilus will definitely have enough CC to lock down targets. There's nothing on Cloud9's comp with Wave Clear beside Azir. The lockdown doesn't really come from anything unless you're relying on Thresh to hit a skill shot.
And
Like,
Trundle's pillar.
like some of the ganks Blabber pulled off worked. Like, he got a gank off Power of Evil a few times. It worked. He ganked the bot lane. It was okay. Like, just the composition was bad from Cloud9. It just wasn't good, actually. I think TSM just drafted better. But to be fair, I know a lot of people ragged on them for losing to TSM. It's the rival team. I understand. Like, it sucks to lose to TSM, obviously. But they did win a couple of games, and they are coming.
And they did lose to TSM, so it doesn't matter. So.
Thank you, Warren. It's always nice to you to rub that in. But at least they're somewhat coming back to form. But it looks like them drafting these abysmal compositions. I'm not saying it's just the comp that does it for them, because, like, generally what I've always thought about drafting, dude, is like, it doesn't really matter about the champions and stuff. The team itself has to play the champions, because LPL drafts pretty much anything and everything and expects players to just play it out to the fullest, you know? I don't get why, like, these other regions have these fucking excuses where casters and fucking analysts will be like, oh, you know what, I don't think this draft was that good. You know what? Who pilots these champions? The players or the fucking champions? The champions don't pilot themselves. You know, I could see a world where Cloud's composition works. You have late game scaling, but late game scaling in NA, I mean, sure, I get the idea, but the comp is just not that good, you know? Perks literally got one shot at one of the dragon fights. He had no peel. Fucking Blabber and Fudge are backed away from Perks. Perks himself, like, flashes in and tries to, like, push people back. That doesn't work. Like, it was just a not good composition. And Cloud9 also individually played bad. Bad level 1 where Vulcan died, thus putting that bot lane behind because they further got ganked, thus putting Sven was 0-3 by the end of the game. That was not a good game, obviously. And you know, it sucks for Ven to lose against TSM. You know that shit sucks because obviously he was on TSM, obviously, like, last year. Sorry, in 2019, obviously. But that's pretty much it for the match of the week. That was some match of the week, right?
God. I mean, I felt good.
Thank you, Warren. Thank you. It's always great to have you, right?
I mean,
damn.
Anytime, TSM, baby, let's go!
I can't wait till Cloud9 win the split, and you're sucking on my dick later on, you know? But it's okay, you know?
Well, thank you. I don't do that.
But let's look at, now we can talk about TSM. What do you think about TSM? Do you think they're subtly improving, or is it just NA being bad?
I'm a little bit worried because of 100 Thieves,
Mm-hmm.
because like um it feels like 100 thieves are like destined to go to worlds, right? So now
Mm-hmm.
we'd have if before Abadage, we would have been like it's most likely TL, TSM,
Mm-hmm.
C9 going to worlds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like who do you see not going? Because 100 Thieves is looking like the best team with the Abadage pickup. So, um, but best of ones are a thing. So aren't really a thing, and it's who makes it to the semifinals for
Mm-hmm.
um that team. So I would say TSM looks better. Lost has played good on the Callista, which is a
Mm-hmm.
champ you need to dominate lane with.
Mm-hmm.
People are giving him a lot of flack, but you have to remember he's taking over the shoes of Doublelift,
Mm-hmm.
just like Tactical did too. So, and he's playing with a veteran support, which I'm sure it has upped his gameplay. I don't think he really. I think the last time he had a support was with Smoothie on Echo Fox, I believe.
Yeah, and then he had the various Academy TSM support. So my thing with TSM and the same thing that applies to 100 Thieves, like with the league looking the way it is right now, like some of the TSM games, they don't even really lane. They just like start roaming. They just get out of lane, find a way to attack a person that they know is weak, and they just keep attacking that person.
Yeah,
No,
I think
not a
that's
bad
I think
strategy
that's a,
actually.
it's not bad. I think that's part of Sword Art coming from LPL and trying to incorporate that style in their gameplay. Because if you notice, they've been pretty aggressive
They actually have
as
been.
well
They'll like lane for like
throughout the split.
they'll like lane for like 15 minutes, and then all of a sudden they all just start roaming. They
They'll
just get out
roam.
of lane and just start roaming.
They really try to push the lead. They really
Mm-hmm.
try to get the objectives, be around there. You can tell that definitely played aggressive. Power
Mm-hmm.
of Evil has definitely expanded his champion pool. We've seen him play Viego and have the flex between him and Huni. Huni has showed why he's still a good top laner, not serviceable, because I think that'd be disrespectful. Because even when he was on EG towards the end of the last split,
Mm-hmm.
they got into playoffs and they won a game, I believe, but they dropped lower to the lower bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So he's showing that he's still a good player, and Bjergsen did have faith in him. Spica has been like the unsung jungler of
Would you
NA.
say he was a
He's
top three jungler to split? I would say he's like gonna be all pro team jungler. I don't know which where you put him in
yeah,
all pro team, but he's definitely gonna be in an
yes,
all pro team.
yeah. I see him all. Sorry. Oh,
Damn.
night.
TSM must suck. TSM must suck that bad, honestly, don't they? I
No, I have the AC on, so it's making me
thought you said you have the
making me
AIDS.
no. What? So,
You have
you have
AIDS,
the
Warner.
Coke.
The coke?
No.
How do you have the coke? I don't know any drug addict that talks like that. Now I know you're not a
Yeah.
drug addict. No,
So like
I just think that Spica and Huni are the best top jungle duo right now in the league so far.
outside of Closer and Someday though,
They don't have
and
any
Fudge.
synergy. Coles and Sunday hasn't have no synergy, dude. I
Or
just don't
well,
see it honestly.
who's the? Well, you'd say Blabber and Fudge
No,
then.
no. I just think Huni and Spica are by far the best top jungle duo. I would have to look more extensively at the games to see who could compete with them. I don't see good synergy out of Blabber and Fudge. I don't see good synergy out of Someday and Closer. And I think TSM, that's another way to play through the game, obviously, is having that nice jungle, top duo situation actually. The other team to talk about is the final team, which is 100 Thieves. They are legendary in the LCS, as Kobe said. They went 3-0, obviously. No surprise there. They've just dominated the fucking league so far. They beat CLG, they beat FlyQuest, and they took out Team Liquid. So, two relatively easy wins. One game where it looked suspect for like a moment, but I think a lot of people really, really overplayed that moment. I think a lot of people were like, oh my god, they made a mistake against Team Liquid being that far ahead. Guys, every single team in the history of League of Legends will make a mistake. It doesn't matter how ahead you are. Like,
Yeah,
at some point, someone's gonna try something to win, and it's gonna look like your team was inting, but it's not. Like, the enemy team just wasn't gonna sit there and let you just win. Like, Jensen caught out Someday, and they tried. But it wasn't purely, oh, 100 Thieves being that far ahead. They should have just stopped more. That's true, but you have to give Team Liquid credit for at least attempting to try to make a
Yeah,
comeback. You know,
yeah. You don't you know you play till the Nexus is down, right? You just don't
and Jensen played up to that
FS.
point. He played really well on LeBlanc, mm.
Which
which is
LeBlanc
mhm.
has been. LeBlanc, it has been like the Akali. Like if people can pilot it, it can do a lot of damage. So
Mhm. Yeah, and dude, my thing with people judging how teams play, you can judge a team how you want to play, however you feel like, right? But if they've been stomping most of the games and they let one thing slip, is that really something to criticize? It's like let mistakes breathe. Like it's okay for them to have these mistakes right now. Though that's what you want them to have so they can fix them potentially, right? They never really do, but it's just always a in hindsight thing you want them to fix, right? Like if a team has played good in a 40-minute game, I'm not gonna let like one mistake of a player getting caught out fucking deter me from looking at a team. They've been the best team by far. You know, they've 2-0 Cloud9. They've knocked around Team Liquid. They've faced against TSM this week, which is the match of the week. TSM versus 100 Thieves coming up. So that's going to be a really, really big test for them. Is if they can take out TSM, they'll have pretty much knocked out all of the best teams in the league so far. So 100 Thieves looking good. Anything else you want to say, man, before we close this out, actually?
just no, predictions or
No, we
anything.
already did those, remember? On the
Oh yeah,
podcast?
I
Yeah.
was.
But
Oh
TSM,
yeah.
the best rivalry, man. TSM versus CLG coming up. El Clasico.
Okay, I think I'm done. Yeah. No
I think I
thanks.
gave you AIDS.
I think we've come to the conclusion that that's not.
All right.
That's just disingenuous. So let's stop that.
Disingenuous. Holy shit. God damn. Wait, if CLG beat TSM, I'm going to DM you going, you're going to take that CLG cock in your fucking mouth. Right?
Uh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
CLG, best team in the league, right? You know? Going to Worlds?
No, no, they're not.
I thought you were fun.
They're not going anywhere. They're just
They're
going
going to
into.
the dumpster.
They're going back to their apartments and enjoying their paychecks. That's what they're doing.
Is that what we all do? All right, guys. See you guys later. Like, comment, subscribe. Most of all, enjoy. I'm the Nightwing and Way of Life Esports. Is signing out, guys. Peace. Have a good day. See you guys later. Deuces. We're out. Peace. See you guys. And this week, if
Yeah.
any news comes out, I will try to get it. But if not, I'll cover it during the week. All right, guys. Peace.